All right. Let's check this out here. Let's see. Looks like we're live. And can hear myself. All right, that's good. Mute that. All right. So another day of this stuff. More preliminary report. So eventually here, I'll get around to recapping drop 6 of the videos. It's just yeah, there's a lot of work that goes to that. There's a lot of work. Me being as disorganized as I am, have not really keeping up with have not really kept up with the notes, taking notes, stuff like that. So yeah, got to go back through each one of my own damn videos, see what I said. So try to do better next time. I don't think I'm gonna recap this crap anyway. So this these fit reports. So yeah, I don't have to worry about it too much on this. But yeah, a lot of times, I'm watching those videos, I forget the hell I saw, what I was saying, all that sort of stuff. But there's a couple of people in those videos that I need to identify before I move on with any kind of recap on that sort of stuff, because I kind of want to finish that out before I do that. I don't want to leave that information behind, someday forget about it and just never get around to it. I want to just get it done. It's kind of the reason for going back and doing all this. All right, so fun times, man. The preliminary report. I know everybody loves going back this far, but that's what I'm doing. Route 91 venue. Responsibility for documenting the venue scene was transferred from LVMPD homicide section to FBI evidence recovery team on October 2nd, 2017 at approximately 2 in the almost 3 in the afternoon, 2:45 in the afternoon. So up to that point, I guess is LVMPD homicide doing this investigation, at least according to this. The following scene description of the Las Vegas Village venue was authorized by the LVMPD homicide section. The Route 91 Harvest Festival was an open-air music venue event held at the Las Vegas Village. The festival was dimly lit with street lights, variable stage lighting, and lights from temporary light stands on the perimeter. There was a chain link fence with dark netting surrounding the entire venue. Was still there. It was still there when I went. On the west perimeter of the venue, there was a decorative, I guess is that decorative? Concrete block wall between Las Vegas Boulevard South and chain link fencing. This ran nearly the entire length of the west side of the venue, from East Mandalay Bay Road to East Reno Avenue. The surface of the venue consisted of black asphalt, with defined seating areas covered with artificial grass on both the northwest and south ends of the venue. All right, so north, yeah, okay. Let's see, northwest, south, okay, all right. And vendors throughout. The northwest artificial grass area was used for lawn chair seating. The large artificial grass areas on the southern end was surrounded by seating, food vendors, and portable bathrooms. A large seating area with elevated bleachers and a covered VIP area was oriented near the southwest corner of the venue. 4 pedestrian gates ran along the west side of the venue. So let's see, the 4 gates. Let's see, I'm trying to get my bearings here. West side, I'm trying to think what's west and north and all that sort of stuff. I'm thinking what north was the high end of the concert or low end of the concert. I don't know. Whatever. We'll see a map in a minute here. I have a feeling. Coca-Cola suites, additional seating areas, vendors, the medical tent, and 3 pedestrian gates were located at the east side of the venue. Okay. Now I got my bearings north. Okay. The event's command post, television broadcast tent. Man, they had a television broadcast tent. There should be a lot of footage, man. If they're broadcasting this. And one pedestrian gate were oriented on the north end of the venue. I mean, they weren't broadcasting it that night, I don't believe, but they may have been actually filming this for, some sort of video they're going to put out later. One pedestrian gate were oriented on the north end of the venue. Okay. The main stage was oriented on the south side of the venue. Okay. I get my bearings. So north, south, so east is the street side. Okay. The main stage was oriented on the south side of the venue. The main stage was covered by green roofing, and the sides were covered with black mesh. The main stage viewing area was located in the southern portion of the venue. You just said that. North of the main stage, and was divided into two seating areas by metal pedestrian fencing. Seating areas? I think it was standing room, but all right, whatever. The fencing ran from a production tent located in the center of the viewing area and eventually encompassed the main stage. Okay, so that was a production tent there in that little, in between those fences, I guess. In addition to the fencing separating the east and west side grass areas of production tent, and vendors helped to define two areas. Production vehicles, concert buses, and trailers were oriented south of the main stage. Sit behind the stage. Location and description of the bodies. Total 31 bodies were located, documented, and eventually recovered from inside the venue and on the exterior perimeter. Clark County coroner investigators responded and assisted the LVMPD homicide detectives and analysts conduct the preliminary death investigations. Each victim was given an individual Clark County's coroner's case and seal number. The time of death was the coroner's office, basically, for a complete examination. I'm even going to try to work that one out again. All right, so here we go. Okay, so there's north. So that's what we got at the venue. That's where we have some of the deaths. Now, I know for a fact that somebody was dragged up into the bleachers and passed away on those bleachers. Now, I have not been able to identify who that person is because I have a decent description of what they were wearing, what they looked like, because, I know somebody was there in that area at that time. And I have not been able to find them on this map. So, it's possible that they could have been, and I've been asking around, nobody's been able to answer this. It's possible they could have been carried out of there at some point, wheelbarrows or something of that nature. I mean, who knows? A lot of chaos was happening. And they thought that person was deceased, the people that I know. But we don't see them here in this. And I've worked out through who all these people are, which, I mean, they tell you who they are, so it's not that difficult. And it doesn't seem to be any of these people that are located near the bleachers here. So this map, I know a lot of people had questions about this map. 21, 22, 23, and 24 up there at the top. Not too sure about those. We got body cam of that area, so we should be able to figure that out. Of course, may have to go back into that and see if we can actually see that. But those should be on body cam. Those should be able to figure out. The rest of the stuff, a while back, I believe it's Aces Wild MMA, put out a video of the helicopter footage. I don't know. It may be on, LBSA's and WEG site also, I don't know, because I skipped all that footage. But in that footage, you could clearly, well, not clearly, I guess, but you could see where these bodies were situated. I think there was one, I think it's number 7 down there, that was in a different location than that, right there. I think as far as the rest of them, you could pretty much identify where these people were, and you can actually see the bodies in that helicopter footage for the most part. There's a lot of debris out there. It's hard to see. That footage is from far away, but I think you can actually make most of it out. So I think a lot of the questions about whether this map is legitimate or not, a lot of them are unfounded. Other than, like I said, I believe it's number 7 right there. Number 7, I believe you can actually see that body, but it's not in that area. Or it might be number 6. I'm not sure which one of those it was. All right. So again, I already read through the names. Not going to do it again here. This is just telling you where on this map they were located. So let's real quick. I want to see 21 through 24 are the ones that I want to remember. So when we go back through this, Kerry Barnett, Jordan Rivera, Victor Link, Candace Bowers. So we may actually see them legit in the body cams running out of this event, being carried out of this event. There's a lot of body cams in that area at the time. 4 bodies were located, recovered near the medical tent in the northeast portion of the venue. Okay, yeah. 7 additional victims were located. So let's see, the medical tent would have been by the gate. So I believe the medical tent is right here. I believe that's the medical tent. All right, so moving on. 7 25 through 31. So 25, 26 got across the street, made it into the parking lot, looks like, of the church. It's Jordan McGildoon, Kerry Galvan, Doreen Anderson, let's see, Nyasa Tonks, and Melissa Ramirez were over at the apartments. So they made it a little further. And then what we got up here? We got, so 30 is Frazier. I know that. And then 31 is Tara Ambro. Frazier, I followed a little bit because I know somebody that was, knows somebody that was there with them. And so Frazier is the guy that this dipshit CFR or whatever the fuck cornhole was talking shit about. Ow. Why am I on the screen? I don't want to be on the screen. I want this thing to be full screened. All right. And technically, I wasn't on the screen anyway. So, moving on. So Frazier, we've heard a couple different things about Frazier, where he is, where his body is located right there is where I believe the fire department set up their triage area at the intersection. We do have body cam of that, which I haven't gotten to yet, but we will eventually. And but yeah, there is body camera of that, and it does show them there. I don't think we're going to see Frazier in that body cam. I believe Frazier was placed there later from Howie, right? The one thing that Howie did actually give to this community was the story of someone he was working for, saying that they worked for an ambulance company and that they picked up a body in a wheelbarrow from in front of the Luxor and brought him to this area. So I believe we can actually go through and figure out the events that happened around Fraser there. 31, you know, what is that? That's the Hooters. Someone died in the Hooters or at the Hooters. I don't know, you know. We do have body cam at the Hooters. Again, I don't know if that's Tara Ann Rowe. I don't know if we're actually going to see her there in that body cam or not, but we'll get to it eventually. The remaining victims were transported to various hospitals throughout the greater Las Vegas area, Valley, and pronounced deceased at their respective locations. Clark County coroner investigators responded and assisted the LVMPD crime scene analyst with documentation of this decedent's injuries. Each victim was given an individual Clark County coroner's case and seal number. The time of death was determined by treating physicians. Tired, and it's early. Davis and Heights Funeral Home services transported all victims from hospitals to coroner's office for a complete examination. The descriptions of their injuries were obtained by photographs taken by LVMPD crime scene analysts. All right, so they're probably not going to give that to you. But again, there's more information they have that they have not released. And this should be directly from the LVMPD, should be photographs. But again, this is probably something we don't need and they probably don't want to give. But of course, the description, you know, we do have a description within the coroner's report. So, you know, it would be a very, you know, toned down version of that. So we got Desert Springs Hospital. Again, you know, I don't know where Desert Springs is. Spring Valley Hospital. Valley Hospital. I believe, let's see, Desert Springs. I believe I know someone that ended up at Desert Springs. I don't remember if they're transferred there or if they started there, because I think some of these people were being transferred all over the place. Sunrise was a big one. To my memory, I don't remember if they're originally, I believe they're originally taking people to Sunrise because it was closest. And then I believe after a while, they told them to start taking them to the UMC hospital. All right, and here we have a map of the room, of course. Sitting area, bar, kitchen, living room, connecting doors, stairwell, foyer. Okay. So where the cart's at, it's not directly across from the stairwell door, but it is close. The cart's actually in front of the door to 133. 133 looks like a suite, looks like a double suite. Don't remember if there was anybody in there or not. So not really sure about that. And I believe 129, where Campo supposedly was, where it took a lot of shots, would have been just below that 133 there. Because that would have been doors to 133 and the other door on the other side of it. Since it's a double suite, there would be probably no door listed as 131, although they might label it that way. I doubt it. I don't remember seeing that when I was there. As far as the doubles, I think with those, a lot of times they didn't have a second door, but then you'd have 129 as the adjacent door next to it, which would be interesting to see if there were two doors actually in that area. The scene was located in the 100 wing of the 32nd floor of Mandalay Bay. The 100 wing consisted of a north-south oriented hallway with even numbers on the east side and odd numbers rooms on the west side. The rooms ranged in number from 101 to 135. Room 135 is at the far north end of the 100 wing and with south-facing double entry doors. Those doors open in, though. They don't open out. Room 32, 134 was at the end of the north end of the 100 wing and was connecting room and was a connecting room to 135. Jeez, I can't talk this morning. So what's up? I don't recognize that name though. Oh, what's up? Room 134 was east of the entry to 135 with a single entry door that faced west. A door leading to a foyer room, which led to the stairs, was at the north end of the hallway, west of the entry to 135, with a single entry door that faced east. All right. I don't know why we needed all that, but all right. It's all good. 100 wing hallway. The hallway consisted of alcoves containing access to 4 rooms. 2 rooms on the east side of the hallway and 2 rooms on the west side of the hallway, with a segment of the hallway between each alcove. Each alcove had a ceiling mounted light with 2 light shades, an exterior blue shade and an interior white shade, as well as a light sconce on the walls between the doors. Decorative molding was mounted to the walls the entire length of the hallway. There were numerous bullet fragments throughout the hallway floor. From the north side of the alcove, floor, because I was going to say I know there was a hit down there at 105, but not on the other side. So, okay. The room service cart containing numerous plates, food items, and silverware was on the east side of the hallway in front of room 134. A black Logitech camera with connecting wires on top of the cart at the south end. The camera was positioned in the south direction. All right, so it was facing south. That's what they're saying. That's the Logitech cam. So that's the webcam on top of the cart. So earlier in this report, they were saying that Bitsko moved the camera, and they said something about the camera facing the doorway or something. So now they're saying that the camera's positioned in the south direction down the hallway and taped to a plate. Taped? I didn't know it was taped to the plate. Huh. Yeah, I didn't know that. Huh. So maybe that was part of the repositioning of the camera, because there was a lot of argument about that we've had about him having to go back out into that hallway to reposition that camera. It's a reason for a lot of the it's a reason we threw together a lot of the chaos that was happening that night, as far as him opening doors, closing doors, all sorts of stuff like that, which we'll get to eventually. That's gonna be a tough one though, because that's gonna be something where I'm just gonna have to do straight up the door logs, because door logs are just chaos. The camera is positioned south-facing in a south direction down the hallway. Wires from both of the above described cameras went under the door and into room 134. Okay, so they're saying here that both cameras were facing down the hallway. He did not have a camera facing the stairwell door, the foyer. That's what they're saying in that. 135. Room 135 was a hotel suite located at the far north end of the hallway with south-facing double entry doors. The east door had 2 bullet holes above the door handle. The bullets traveled north to south, entering the interior side of the door and exiting the exterior hallway. Remember when everyone said those were drills? That's crazy. A camera was taped to the interior side of the east door, inserted into the peephole. A hole was partially drilled into the bottom of the south wall, east of the entry doors, which that's always interesting. I don't know what he was trying to do with that. That's crazy. That's some crazy stuff. Maybe he wanted to put the people cam a little lower. Maybe he did not want it any further attached to the door, because when the door opens, then, it's kind of awkward. Maybe you want to throw it closer to the floor. I don't know. I don't know why. That was a little strange. But then, why would you put that people cam? Like, if we're talking about the drilling that was happening, when Campos heard the drilling noises, if we're talking about that drilling being next to this door, why would he be doing that at the time when the cart was out in the hallway? Because if he's going to put that where people are saying he was going to put that camera, or he was drilling the hole, let's say, because you're not going to shoot at that hole. That's stupid. That's just a dumb idea. That's really dumb. But if the only logical explanation I could think of is that he was going to put the camera down there. Now, if he's going to put the camera down there that night, well, he already had the cart in the hallway, and that camera's going to be behind the cart, like literally behind the cart. So he's going to be looking at the feet of the cart, maybe get a little bit of the hallway, but he's going to be looking down the feet of the cart. So what is the point in that? That seems a little awkward to me. It doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. Anyways, the west door was damaged, occurred during the explosive breach, and unattached to the door frame. The door was lying on the floor inside of the suite. There were bullet holes in the west door, with bullets traveling north to south, entering the interior side and exiting the exterior. I had to add that. All right. Yeah. So somewhere throughout the night, they took the little hydraulic or whatever that thing is off of the door. That was the only thing that was holding up that door during the night of the breach. That's why they kept using the dummy door to get in and out of that room. So somewhere throughout the night, they took that down. Actually, it was the dummy door they blasted. I believe it's the regular door that they were using to get in and out of that room. Suite consisted of a south foyer room, a west bedroom, master bedroom, with attached bathroom, and a north sitting area, a central bar kitchenette, and a second bathroom east of the central bar kitchenette. A southeast living room, which contained a couch, chairs, an entertainment center cabinet, and a wall-mounted TV. A connecting door, which led to 134, was located southeast living room on the south wall. The entire north end of the suite consisted of floor-to-ceiling windows. Yeah, the whole room did, really. For the most part. There's a little bit of a wall in there. The foyer had a table along the west wall. There was a white BabySense camera pointed in the direction of the front entry doors at the south end of the table. So that's interesting, and a black mini refrigerator at the north end with a white styrofoam cooler on top. There were casings scattered on the floor of the foyer, and a table along the west wall. A black rifle with a muzzle pointed south was at the northeast portion of the foyer on the floor. All right, yeah. The BabySense camera monitor thing, fucking whatever. So as we're watching things, I think the HLN might have been actually, no, it wasn't. It was the thing it did before that, where rooms were getting broken into. And they were talking to, police officers and stuff like that, saying one of the things you can do to help secure your room from intruders or people breaking into your room is to have a baby monitor, right? So the baby monitor is, motion or, sound censored, whatever. So it'll wake you up when, when somebody breaks into your room, I guess, as you're sleeping, or even if you're downstairs gambling or something like that, of that nature. So it'll let you know when someone's coming in your room. You can actually see who it is, stuff like that. So that when this all first happened, back when I started looking into this stuff, and back in 2018 or whatever, early 2018, I was going on various websites trying to figure out how to secure a hotel room. I don't know why I did that. I think it was just nonsense because of looking up everything and anything. And even back then, as far as back then, it was saying that the number one thing you can do is grab a baby monitor and have that in your room, especially when you're not in your room. And this is not just for Vegas, this is for all hotels around everywhere. And have a baby monitor in your room so you can see the traffic coming in and out of the room, anywhere you're at. So, this guy had to be super paranoid. Had to be, man. Obviously he's paranoid. The guy's got tape over all the cameras on his laptops and so forth and so on. I believe he had them over the camera phones also, or the cell phone cameras as well. So this guy had to be paranoid. So I'm guessing this is just one part of his paranoia. At some point, he was in the room and somebody came and tried to actually get in the room. It was the wrong room that the guy had. I believe people have actually talked to that guy, so there's no nonsense going on there. The guy just had the wrong damn room, was on the wrong floor. So, yeah, I would think this guy would be paranoid. Black mini fridge, I'm guessing that's the one that was delivered because that does not look like the normal placing of a refrigerator. And I don't remember what day it was that was delivered. But then he threw that white styrofoam cooler on top of it. And that thing had something in it. I say this all the damn time. And obviously has something in it. Something fairly heavy, I'm thinking. Because, when that breach, it blew the top right off that thing. That thing went flying across the room. And that thing stayed there. Thing stayed right there. That styrofoam cooler stayed on top of that. Those things don't weigh anything, of course. Everybody knows that. And as they're walking in, you can see a dark shadow on the inside of that cooler reflecting off the inside there. So there's something in that cooler. I don't know what it was. No idea. Black rifle at the muzzle. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we know where all the guns were at this point. An east-west hallway extended from the east of the foyer, a black rifle on a bipod with a muzzle pointed west and a drill bit partially covered by a white towel. We're at the west end of the hallway floor. Now, he put those towels down. My understanding of those towels is that's where the cord was. That's where his little peephole camera cord was going across the floor, probably taped to the floor most likely, and going to his laptop that was sitting on top of the bar countertop there. So he put the towels down. My guess is he put those towels down on top of that cord because that's where it is, when we see it in the pictures. Put that towel down so that he knew where to step so that he wasn't tripping over his own bullshit in the room. West bedroom, master bedroom. The bedroom was located west of the sitting area. There were east-facing double entry doors located northwest of the foyer in the west wall of the sitting area. The room had a desk with a chair along the north wall just inside the entry doors. There were tools on the desk and the chair. It'd be nice if they elaborated on that, although I think we can see them. A trash can was on the floor east of the desk that had numerous empty ammunition boxes inside, which tells us he was loading some of the ammunition, at least, within this room, inside of this room. Most likely not all of it, because if Mary Lou's prints were on it, then yeah, it's, unless you want to say Mary Lou was there. There was also a white bag on the floor that had empty ammunition boxes inside, as well as a broken Dell laptop computer. Described broken. It was taken apart, I guess, because we do see the pieces of it. See the motherboard sitting in the trash, or sitting in the white bag. 2 boxes containing empty ammunition boxes were on the floor behind the entry doors. Apparently, he didn't have enough room in the trash can or in the bag for the empty boxes. This guy spent a lot of time putting ammunition in those clips, man. Spent a lot of time, had some painful fingers. Pillar was west of the desk. An empty red gym bag and an ANRAN home security system box were on the floor west of the pillar. Now, ANRAN, this system, I believe, when I looked it up, I believe this system came with like 4 cameras. So where are the other cameras, man? Is this his like home security system? Did he have like 3 cameras? Did he take 1 camera away from his home system? Keep the box for some weird ass reason? Is he one of those guys keeps all the boxes and stuff in case he wants to return things, and then bring it over to the Manly Bay? I mean, I would think that that probably makes a little bit of sense, right? He wants to make sure he's got it dialed in, he knows how to use it and stuff like that, so he kind of runs it around the house a little bit. But yeah, we only had 1 camera, and I believe that's a 4 camera set. Could be wrong, but I don't even know if they sell 1 camera sets. Anyway, not in that kind of thing. I mean, you're talking about a camera with a monitor that has 4, looks like 4, I'm guessing, Bluetooth inputs or whatever. It's strange. Chase Lounge was along the south wall with an open suitcase containing clothing inside and a drill on top. So it would be interesting, though, to see if the ANRAN, the other cameras, were actually at one of his homes. I haven't really gone through the all that stuff yet. So, eventually. I never actually went through that stuff in the past. So, just when people sent me things. There were chargers plugged into the south wall west of the Chase Lounge. All right, so chargers for what? Chargers for what? Cameras, laptops, drills. Chargers for what? The bed was along the south wall with nightstands on either side. The following items were located on the bed. A Dell laptop computer. Okay, so there's his second Dell laptop computer. All right, so there was something about that I was talking to somebody about the Dell laptop computer. They had a theory behind this Dell laptop computer. Not sure if these are both the same. The E55 whatever, 550s or whatever they were. But looks like he had 2 of those Dells inside of this this room. So, the idea that he took the hard drive out and put it into another computer and swapped hard drives, well, both Dells are here. Unless he had another Dell computer at home and he bought 3 of these, most likely around the same time. But of course, he doesn't know much about computers because he didn't know how to take the damn hard drive out. I mean, maybe he just, these are difficult to take the hard drives out of these things. I don't know why they made them as difficult as they did. I looked it up there. You have to actually take this damn computer apart to take the hard drive out, which is just stupid. In the past, you used to be able to just 4 screws and the hard drive pops right out. But, with this one here, it was a little fucking complicated. So maybe he knows his computers. He just, this one was a little puzzling for him. A passport in the name of Stephen Paddock, 4 Home Depot gift cards. Now, Home Depot gift cards, I explained that a while back for those that didn't hear that. In 2018, I got a thing from MGM saying if you come on a certain weekend, you will get free Home Depot gift cards. All right, so apparently MGM at that time had, at 2018 or whatever, had a deal with Home Depot giving out gift cards. So nothing nefarious there. A checkbook and a cash out voucher. He has a checkbook with him? Why do you have his checkbook with him? And a cash out voucher for the Palms Casino dated 8/28/2017. Yeah, he went everywhere. There were 3 suitcases west of the bed, 2 of which were empty, and one had clothing inside. Television was on the dresser to the north of the bed. There were drill bits and tools on top of the dresser, on the top of the dresser. I would like to see exactly what the contents, what kind of clothing he had in there. I'm just curious. You know, have a couple pairs of underwear. What, do you have one? Did he only plan on changing once while he was there? Just curious. Let's see. 8 empty rifle magazines were on the floor below the west end of the dresser. 8 rifle magazines. Empty rifle. Okay, so he was in here. We're on the floor below the west end of the dresser. Okay, so he was in this room. Looks like loading the when he was loading the clips. An open suitcase with a toolbox inside was east of the dresser. With toolbox inside. All right. A closet was in the wall east of the bed with a single shirt and a white bathrobe hanging inside. Okay, well, the bathrobes are part of the casino stuff, so not going to take that into consideration. But only a single shirt, man. Only a single shirt. Yeah, it is pretty random. Yeah, and he had a shirt hanging up in the closet. Apparently, that's something. That's something. 2 polo shirts, a pair of pants, a shaving bag, huh? I guess that's in the evidence, man. I know it's out there somewhere. I'm just kind of curious. How about underwear? You have any underwear in there? Think you'd have a pair of underwear unless this guy was just freeballing it. I don't know. I didn't read I haven't even read his autopsy. I did not give a shit about his autopsy. So, there were other people dealing with that. So, I don't know. Did he even wear underwear? This old man wear underwear? All right. The attached southeast bathroom had a tub along the north wall with 2 glass vacuum suction holders on top of the tub ledge. Oh, fuck. A sink counter along the south wall with toiletries to include a prescription for diazepam, 10 milligrams in the name of Stephen Paddock, and 2 inhalers. Toilet room was to the east with a pair of boxers. Okay, yeah, this guy wore underwear, man, and a pair of shoes on the floor. So changed his shorts at some point, but didn't care to actually put them away. Just left them there. And he had an extra pair of shoes. He had an extra pair of shoes, man. That's weird. Like, I mean, I guess, if you're going to go someplace fancy, you bring a separate. Well, he had a pair of boxers right here, dude. Like right here. So he apparently had 1 change of clothes, right? Why he would have like 2 shirts, that's, or even 3 shirts if that's the case. That's bizarre. That's a little strange. But yeah, boxers in the toilet room. The toilet room's a little small room too, man. It's like you see the cops go in there and I don't even think they checked it or something. It was, I remember going through that video thinking, what are you guys doing, man? You're not even looking in there. It's a little tiny ass room. It's small. And basically there's just a toilet in there. There's not much room for anything else. So he left his shoes and his boxers in the toilet, man. That's weird. That's a little strange, man. Why'd this guy feel the need when he's got this whole room to himself, nobody else with him, that he's got to change his shorts in the toilet room, in this little ass room? That's weird. Left his shoes on the floor. I mean, the guy shit his pants or something like that. I mean, what was that about? It's not normal. And then, they said he was afraid of prescription medication, but he had this diazepam. So he wasn't, 2 inhalers, which, inhalers, yeah, I don't care about that so much. But yeah, so he wasn't that afraid of prescription medication. So I don't know how serious take his doctor. The sitting area. The sitting area was north of the foyer. And then of course we got suction cups. Now, the fact that the suction cups are sitting on the the bathroom, in the bathroom, may indicate that, yeah, maybe those aren't actually there for the windows in any sense or form. Maybe those are actually just to help this old man with a bad back get in and out of the tub. Um, which, yeah, they had a tub in here. I don't think they had a shower in these. I don't know. I don't remember. Um, but most of these, a lot of times when they have tubs, they don't have showers. So I'm not sure about that. All right, so the sitting area was north of the foyer. Uh, Floor to ceiling windows covered by curtains extended along the length of the north end of the suite. There was a couch along the north side of the room, a coffee table south of the couch, and two chairs pushed together facing one another south of the coffee table. Pillars were located along the north wall near the northwest corner and along the north wall near the northeast corner of the sitting area at the northwest corner of the living room. A rifle magazine was between the west and central couch cushions of the north couch. I think that rifle magazine was for, in case he was going to do a shootout with the cops there at the end. Right there, parallel to the doorway, or was that to just shoot down the hallway? I don't remember if that had bullets in it either. Rifle magazine was between the couch cushions. Coffee table was covered by white towels. A rifle and an empty rifle magazine were on the coffee table. There were four rifles sitting on the pushed-together chairs and a rifle magazine on the north arm of the east chair. One rifle was on the floor east of the chairs. There were two suitcases on the floor east of the coffee table containing numerous loaded rifle magazines. An empty rifle magazine was on the floor east of the suitcases, which indicates, yeah, he did reload once, and I think we know which gun that was. I think it's even in this report. I don't remember if this was the report that had it or not. There was a stack of 14 loaded rifle magazines on the way. Okay, so I think, let's see. So there was a stack of 14 loaded rifle magazines on the west side of the northeast pillar. A blue plastic tube with a snorkel mouthpiece attached with green tape to the east, and a black funnel with a fan inside at the west end extended from the east side of the suitcases across the coffee table to the west side of the room, adjacent to the doors of the west bedroom. That shit's crazy. That shit's just fucking bananas. That's nuts. You'd think if he was worried about gas or something like that, like legit gas, and this guy didn't buy, which is something we've been going back and forth for a while. This damn blue hose. I mean, the blue hose has always been a thing, but he didn't buy a gas mask. Why didn't he buy a gas mask? Now, is it possible this guy was just paranoid to the point where he thought somebody was tailing him? Somebody might be watching everything that he's doing, everything that he's buying. What exactly is happening with him, to where he didn't feel comfortable buying an actual gas mask and bringing it to the Mandalay Bay? It seems a little strange. Seems like, he could have just drove home, closed the garage, threw it, kept it in the car, and then drove to Mandalay Bay. But, I don't know. In the days leading up to this, if maybe he's paranoid and he thought somebody was spying in on his search engine results. I don't fucking know. But regardless, let's say he was too paranoid to buy a gas mask. He didn't want to buy a gas mask. And he decided to rig this thing together, this blue hose and all that sort of stuff. And that was going to be his gas mask. Well, what about your eyes, right? Gas masks will hammer your eyes as well. He had a full snorkel set in there. He had a scuba mask sitting on top of the, inside of the bedroom. So if he was planning on using this thing, and he set this thing up so that it looked like maybe he was going to actually have to use this whatever blue hose monstrosity that he created. And if he was going to use that, you would think he would want to shelter his eyes as well with that mask. But the mask was never taken out of the bedroom. The mask stayed in the bedroom. So, he set up the snorkel part of it, but he never set up the mask part of it so that he could easily use it, which is weird. I would expect that mask to be hanging around his wrist or sitting up on the countertop in the bar or something like that if he actually thought that this was going to be used for some kind of gas. But, whatever. Chair facing south with a side table to the east. We're at the west end along the northeast bank of windows. The window located immediately east of the northwest pillar was shattered. Ooh, the window was broken. With glass on the floor below it. Numerous casings were on the floor at the base of the window, south into the room, and on the seat of the chair. A blue-yellow Estwing hammer was on the floor. I actually went and bought one of those hammers. Was on the floor at the east side of the northeast pillar, south of the broken window. The head of the hammer had tape wrapped around it. The curtains in place over the broken window were damaged. 2 rifles with bipods were on the floor south of the chair. I don't know why he taped up the hammer. Usually you do that so it doesn't make as much noise, I guess. But, when you're hitting things, but, and it's a little bit softer, it cushions the blow a little bit. But I don't know why he did it for this. I don't understand that. Unless that's just, a hammer he took from home and it had tape on it anyway. I don't know. The curtains were damaged, of course. Yeah, there were some burn marks. We could see those in the photos that they were gracious enough to give us. 2 rifles with bipods were on the floor south of the chair. Yeah, not too worried about guns right now. A high top table was centrally located along the northeast bank of windows with a loaded rifle magazine on the southeast end of the table. What do you think that magazine was for? Was it empty? Was it loaded? It's an interesting place for that. So in case they came in through 134, somehow they were able to breach 134. That was the going out magazine for the breach from 134 into 135. An open suitcase on the floor south of the table with numerous loaded rifle magazines inside. Now that I don't really get too much because, why you got all these rifle magazines on the other end of the room? I guess, like you said, if that was his final plan there, if he thought that cops were going to barge in through that 134 door, maybe that's where he was planning on, setting up shop. But I don't know. A rifle with the bipod, but then you had all those stools that I believe would have been in his way. I don't know. I'm trying to picture it, but I think those would have been in his way, shooting through that door. But probably could shot right through him, I guess. Let's see. But yeah, I don't know why he had a bunch of rifle magazines sitting there of all places. That just didn't seem like a very convenient place, unless, of course, there's something weird going on where he had all the rifles, before he was shooting them stacked up on that, or some of the rifles stacked up on top of that table. But then he didn't have the cloth on that table, so it would have rolled around a little bit. I think that's what the cloth is for, to create friction. And so I don't think I buy that. I don't think that would work. That's just a weird place to put his magazines, man. It's a weird place to put your magazines. And, for a guy with a bad back, man, he sure liked putting shit on the floor. I've said this before, man. He loved putting shit on the floor. He put guns on the floor. He put magazines on the floor. He put shit all over the floor. You got all these tables and you're putting shit all over the floor. You're crazy. Crazy. A rifle with a bipod was on the floor southeast of the table. There were casings on the floor surrounding the table. Those things were bouncing everywhere, man. Everywhere. I mean, I guess he was probably standing a little ways back from that window, a little bit later in the shooting, because at that point, he wasn't shooting straight down into the venue. He wasn't shooting straight down into the cops. He was probably shooting a little further out, so he could stand a little further back from the window, I'm guessing. Not sure. Maybe that was part of the idea. Maybe that's why the rifle mags were there. I don't know. Decedent. Paddock was on the floor south of the chair and side table. He was wearing black pants, a long sleeve brown shirt, black gloves, and gray shoes. No underwear. No underwear. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy's free balling it, going commando. He took his underwear off before this happened. What's this about? Is that why the underwear was in the bathroom? Did we solve the case? No, he probably had underwear on. They just don't want to talk about it, but who knows? There was apparent blood surrounding his nose and mouth and on the floor under his head. There was also apparent blood on the front of his shirt. Rifles on the floor under his legs. Oh, man, don't go there. Oh, shit. Gray box cutter was on the floor between his feet. Yeah, what the box cutter, man? What was the box cutter for? You know, I mean, I know we went kind of crazy. Well, I guess he could have cut the curtain. He could have cut that curtain, and we just don't see it in the photos because we definitely don't see it in the photos. He could have cut the curtain. Problem with those curtains is, those curtains when they're push button curtains, so they open with a button. So if you hit the button, those curtains open, but they bunch up right there where his shooting position was, right there next to that pillar. That's where they all would have bunched up at. So it would have kind of jacked up his whole game there. And then at the same time, then it would have opened the curtain so that the muzzle, the light from inside the room would have kind of shined out and stuff like that, and people would have been able to see better. So yeah, I don't know, man. Gray box cutter. Maybe he had had plans to cut the curtain and it just wasn't really working out for him. He couldn't get it to work right. I don't know. That's crazy. Maybe his plan. Maybe he started shooting before he meant to start shooting. It never made any sense why he started shooting at like the third or fourth song within Jason Aldean's set, and not after the set was completed or on the very last song. I mean, it's I think Jason Aldean, if he started at 9:40, I'm guessing he was going until 11 o'clock, possibly 12 o'clock, depending on, I don't know for sure when that thing ended. But, for him to start at 10:05, it's kind of a awkward time there. I always thought it would be towards the end. So, yeah, maybe the gray box cutter never got utilized because something happened that sparked this whole thing early. And Mandalay Bay doesn't want to admit that possibly somebody in their employee may have actually sparked this thing. There were cases on the floor surrounding them. A silver black colored Smith & Wesson revolver with apparent blood on it was on the floor south of Paddock's head. All right. Bar kitchenette. A central bar kitchenette was south of the sitting area. Oh, don't go there. Oh, man. That was sad. Bar kitchenette was south of the sitting area, east of the foyer, and north of the east-west hallway. There was a north bar counter, east-west orientation, with 3 chairs on the north side of the counter. There were 3 rifles on the floor north of the west end of the counter with a backpack under them. Man, that backpack drives me nuts, dude. Not gonna lie, dude. That backpack just pisses me off because there's something in that backpack. I swear, there's something in that backpack, and it's a child's backpack. It's not even like an adult's backpack. It's like something you buy your kid for grade school or something. Why does this guy even own that? Why does he even have that? What is that thing? And what is in that, in that backpack? Because if you look at the way the rifles are sitting on it, they're not sitting flush against the ground, man. They're not flattening out that backpack. There's something in that son of a bitch. So what is that thing? I don't know. Whatever. Moving on. 1 rifle's on the seat of the westernmost chair. 1 rifle was on the seat of the easternmost chair, and 1 rifle is located on the west end of the bar counter. An empty silver-colored rolling case was on the floor north of the counter. At the east end, a Luxor sticker and a 29 sticker were on the back of the case. Yeah, that drove everyone nuts for a while. That drove everybody crazy. At the west end of the bar counter, and why did he have it, man? What do you need that for? Why are you holding on to that? Maybe it came with the food, and you just wanted to keep the cart, so you just kept that too. Um, at the west end of the bar counter was an ANRAN monitor with a video feed to a previously described camera. On the lower portion of the room service cart in the hallway, a laptop computer, which provided a live feed to the camera attached to the peephole of the door, and a Samsung cell phone in a black case. All right, so there's Samsung. He likes Samsung, uh, and I don't know if Samsungs at that time had removable batteries. I know at one point they did, but I'm not sure if those whatever that would have been what Galaxy 7, Galaxy 8. Um, I don't think they had removable batteries, which was another, speculation that we were going through with the note that said unplug phones. Part of his paranoia, I'm guessing. Centrally located on the bar counter were bank cards and other cards in the name of Stephen Paddock and room key card packets. Wonder if one of those bank cards was Wells Fargo. Uh, At the east end of the bar counter was a black holster, a black glove. Why wasn't he wearing his gloves, man? Why was he? Well, he was wearing gloves, wasn't he? I don't remember. Let's go back and look while we're here to see. Yeah, black gloves. So he had gloves on. So why is there a glove on the counter, or was that what's his name's glove? Levi's. These black holster, black glove. Why is the holster on the countertop, man? You know, why didn't he have this holster on his hip with the pistol inside the hip just in case somebody came in that door at any minute, man? Um, Never really got that. I know it's. I said these rooms are a lot smaller than they actually look in these pictures, so was within reaching distance at all times. But I don't know, man. I don't know. That's bizarre. A black glove, binoculars, blue hat. Plus he was running from room to room and stuff like that. I would think you'd want the pistol on him at all times, especially if the master plan was to, get himself in the mouth at the end of this. But I don't know. Black glove, binoculars. So, you know, binoculars, right? He's scoping out that event. Blue hat, brown wallet, tape roll, credit cards, and Nevada ID in the name of Stephen Paddock. Player's card in the name of Mary Lou Danley, a valet ticket, a notepad with unplugged phones written on it, and a white handheld monitor, as well as a black ZTE cell phone with the front and back cameras covered with tape, and a Samsung Galaxy. Okay, there it is, S6. Okay, so S6 active in a black case. So, okay, let's get through this real quick, and we'll talk about that. At the southwest corner of the bar was a sink. There were 2 loaded rifle magazines and a Tundra fire extinguisher on the sink counter. What the fuck? Why? Why? Think they're going to burn you out of this hotel? They're going to light the hotel on fire to get you out of there? You're crazy. I think maybe something was going to catch fire while I was in there. Anyway, so the phones, man. Why would you unplug phones? Why would you bother, unplugging the any of the phones? Why do you care? The only thing I can come up with, and I can think of, is the ZTE cell phone possibly has removable battery. I don't know. Really not sure about that. Samsung Galaxy S6. Not sure if that has a removable battery or not. I know some of the Samsung Galaxies in the early days did. I think I actually had an S6, but I don't have it anymore. That's the only thing that makes any sense, right? With unplugging cell phones. The only reason to unplug a cell phone is to kill the battery. If you're going to kill the battery, then you have to be able to remove the battery, because if you had them plugged in, then the damn thing is still going to work for half a day at least, even if it's an older model. So why unplug the cell phones? Why do that? Unless you can actually take the batteries out of them. And if you take the batteries out of them, then I get it, right? It's to stop the GPSs, stop any kind of tracking that can happen, from those phones, which I guess could kind of explain why a lot of things in this report say that his cell phone was located in Mesquite at one point, but then a couple hours before that, it's silent as far as where his cell phone was. They don't say anything. They just say that he drove to Mesquite, and in the morning, then it says later that he was his cell phones were in Mesquite. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to maybe look that up. I guess that's something, to see if those cell phones were actually did actually have removable batteries or not. I don't know. Let's see. So, and then the fire extinguisher. Fuck that fire extinguisher. I don't know what he was thinking with that thing. Living room. The southeast living room was east of the bar kitchenette at the east end of the east-west hallway. There was a television mounted on the south wall with an entertainment center cabinet below. Where am I at? Oh, I'm at an hour. I got soft soon. Couch to the north and east, and an orange chair to the west. The couch cushions were, that orange chair is so god ugly. The couch cushions were off of the east couch and piled on the north couch and on the floor. Why would he do that? Why is he taking the cushions off this couch? What is the point in that? A table is along the north side and the north couch with 4 chairs. Now, I know we're entertaining an idea for a while as far as this couch, saying that it's possible that this was where he was hiding some of the guns as he's pulling in these guns. Right? We only found 8 bags so far. I believe there's more actually, later. But he didn't have, I don't think he had 21 bags or whatever. He didn't have a bag for every gun that he had there. So, it's possible he brought in 8 of these guns. And just so room service didn't fuck with them, dumped them underneath those couch cushions and, dumped them in the couch so that they'd be out of sight at some point. Because you had to keep these things out of sight, from the maids. Because they did come in there. And, so I always thought that it's very possible that, he threw these, he assembled the guns, whatever he had to do, put them together, and then throw them underneath the couch cushions. And, chuck those underneath the couch cushions. They were sitting there under the couch cushions, probably, in their sleeves or whatever. And once go time hit, went and ripped all those couch cushions off, threw them all in a giant pile, and just didn't give a fuck at that point about them. Because to me, there's no real rhyme or reason why this guy would stack up a bunch of couch cushions in the corner on a couch that had absolutely zero to do with this event whatsoever. So, table was along the north side of the north couch with 4 chairs. A side table was west of the north couch. A Meade spotting scope was on the floor north of the side table. A pink piece of paper with written measurements on one side was on the floor west of the east couch with a footnote. Let's see what the footnote says. This was the same note originally located on the table near Paddock's body. The wind blew it off the table to this location. All right. So, spotting scope is fairly pointless in what he's doing. This spray and spray stuff. I guess maybe he was. But it's still pointless. I don't. I'm not a big gun person, but my understanding of a spotting scope is one person sits there and looks through the scope while you start shooting at things, and then they tell you how far off your shot hit. So, he could use it as a high-powered pair of binoculars, I guess. He could be checking out the chicks at the concert, which is not something anyone wants to entertain. But just saying, it's I don't understand, what the rationale was behind having this spotting scope in the room. The piece of paper with the measurements on it, I believe, and I've said this, over and over and over again, I know a lot of people want to say that that's what this is. Um, God, it looks like I'm lagging a little bit. Yeah, I can still hear myself, but yeah, it looks like it froze up. Yeah, but it's going. I think I'm a little behind here on my iPad. Oh, I think it's just my iPad's losing connection, so I can't see anything there. So I can't see the chat any further. No, it says I'm lagging out. Am I lagging out? Yeah, I'm lagging out. I'm lagging out. Do things moving back and forth. Room to room. Today gets room cleared. Bang, bang in the other room. Damn. Lagging bad, dude. Oh, shit. Hold on. I don't even know if you can hear me right now, but lagging out. What am I attached to? What connection? Let's try another connection. Says I got a good connection. No internet. Yeah, that's because it's not connected. All right, there we go. All right, let's kill this. All right. Okay, here we go. Jeez. That was a pain in the ass. All right, let me get back on this. And I'll start reading what you wrote down there. Let's see, that's the report. That's where we're at. Okay, and then, all right. So, yeah, I'm like lagging out bad here, man. This connection's horrible. Anyway, so I can hear myself, so I'm guessing you can hear me. So let me see. Honestly, taking the cushions off is something kids do. Yeah, kids. There you go. There's some theory going. Child Courts and Service Center for you. Do you think he was moving them back and forth, room to room today? Get this room cleaned with bang bangs in the other room, and vice versa. And she joining the door. Well, yeah, you're gonna be looking at the ceiling because I don't have my camera facing me. Actually, it's not even ceiling; that's a refrigerator. Yeah, but anyway, so I think leading up to this thing, I think he probably had everything in 135. I don't think he really did much in 134. I think 134 was more of a portal to the outside world without having to open that damn door. As he was setting up in there to 135, I just get that weird feeling. I mean, there's nothing behind it, saying that, but I mean, it's possible. He threw the guns underneath the bed. Because you did have the bed sheet thrown over a little bit there, and I guess that's a possibility. But then again, we don't see the breach, right? So we don't see if we don't know when that bed sheet was opened up. We don't know what the hell's going on with that thing. If somebody slept in that bed or not, no idea. I go in all kinds of different directions with that, but it's all speculation. It's all crazy speculation. hookers sleeping in there. I mean, is he doing his business in there? Dual vibrators. Yeah, that's a hard one. That's a hard one to figure out. But the, as far as, during the shooting, he was definitely going back and forth. And I think, but yeah, before that, I don't know, man. It's hard to tell. It's hard to say. Okay. Yeah, I'm still lagged out on my, this thing is not happy. All right. Well, I'm going to have to keep going back for see comments. Let's see. Okay. So the pink piece of paper, man, that's some bullshit, man. I've never been able to figure out, nobody's ever been able to figure out what the fuck that is. I believe it's the second line of that sheet of paper says something like 500 at a 5-inch drop. And I believe that was the only line that was actually legitimate calculations for shooting calculations. The rest of it, I don't know what the hell it is. Never been able to figure that out. Asked all kinds of people, never been able to figure it out. I know a lot of people like to take, just the basic narrative and say, well, it's all just calculations. Well, no, I mean, what is it? What is what are those? Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so calculations are crazy. I don't know what's on that peak piece of paper, but it does not look to me like calculations from that night. And one of those calculations was absolutely ridiculous because it was like I forget what it was. It was something stupid. But I think we're going to see the picture here in a bit, so I'll talk about that when we get to it. Open black suitcase containing soft rifle cases was on the floor north of the cabinet. Okay, so yeah, that's where all the rifle, that's where more rifle cases are. So we had 8 in the bedroom. We have a bunch here that doesn't say how many there are. There were 3 casings on the lower west side of the table at the east end of the east-west hallway, which I don't need to read the footnote. They're going to say those were O'Donnell's, right? So the O'Donnell thing is interesting because, we don't really see O'Donnell's pathing when they blow the door. And nobody really knows where he was when he actually discharged those rounds. Now, generally, and in fact, in I think 99.9% of cases, the bullets eject from the right-hand side, and they eject to the right. So these bullets, where they were located, west of the side table, right? So right there in the middle, next to the doorway there. Now, you could say that there was some trampling going on, that they may have kicked these cases around a little bit as they were bolting the china shop in there looking for stuff. But, for those cases to land right there, it's the obvious area for him for those to land would be, to the left of that area, right? Apparently. And so that would put him behind the couch with, behind the couch, where the chairs were all stacked up, right? Where all the chairs were. He'd be sitting behind those chairs. But if you're about to do a breach, I mean, I guess that's okay spot. The thing is, I would think he would be on the outside of that, ready to just rush in. According to his statement, he was actually in the hallway. He was in the hallway by the bathroom. That's where things get complicated, because then that means those shell casings had to bounce around a little bit, or had to be kicked around a little bit to end up in their final spot. To me, that gives me some problems. Let's see. I'm with you on them staying in big room and not moving them room to room and using small room as portal in and out. Yeah, that's what I always kind of felt as far as this stuff was going. I have a conspiracy that went through my head in the early days about him running guns, man. Not selling these guns because that would be foolish, selling your own guns in your name. But selling hundreds of these guns, right? Because this guy was gambling a lot of money. So he's not going to sell 21 rifles and make anything off of that he could gamble $100,000 in a day with. He'd be having to sell, hundreds of these fucking things. So, in order to do that, this guy's got a bad back. He ain't going to be carrying these guns around all over the place. So he's got a card. He's got a service card for with the food and stuff like that. Cleans all the shit off of that and wheels those things into 134. And I got a whole fucking timeline that I worked out to make that shit work with the narrative and what we hear, but it's all speculation. So, and we're not doing that right now. There were 2 suitcases along the west wall, a blue large bag with numerous towels, soft rifle cases, and scope covers inside, also on the west wall. Now, that large blue bag, if you look at the picture, look at the photo, it looks like there's actually a wire coming out of it. Nobody's ever talked about that. Nobody's ever really said much about that. But yeah, it does look like there's a little wire coming out of that bag. And it's silent on that. Room 134, a single connecting room south of 135. The connecting door was located at the south end of room 135, at the southwest corner of the southeast living room. Jesus, man, tongue twister. There was damage to the south adjoining door frame. Let's see. So occurred during the second explosive breach. All right. And damaged the door. And the damaged door was on the floor inside room 32134. The main entry door to the room was west facing. Accessing the hallway, a room service card with an open laptop computer on the east end was in the entry hallway. East of the entry door, there were wires connected to the laptop that ran under the entry door. There was a video feed visible on the laptop of the hallway looking south from the previously described black Logitech camera attached to the hallway room service card. So, yeah, at this point, earlier they said that Bitsko moved the camera. They literally said he moved the camera. So now it's facing down the hallway. So the way they're describing this, it's hard to say where that camera was facing when, before they breached. Don't know. Not too sure about that. There's something else up here I was going to go back on. Sorry, man. I have to go back and forth now to see the comments because my little iPad here that I normally read comments on is not cooperating. Let me see if I can change this out. No, it's on the good one. Let's try that. See if that fixes things any. All right, there we go. No, it's still behind on your comments. That ain't gonna work. These are samples for clients to look at in order. Yeah, so that was always my thing, man. As far as that gun deal stuff goes, like imagine this, man. I'll I'll talk about that, man. Imagine this shit. This guy is selling guns, right? Selling guns. You're selling guns. These guns are all different. They're all set up differently. They've all got different, stuff on them, whatnot. Imagine he's selling these by the hundreds, by the thousands. God knows where to or who to. But like I said, this is all very, very speculative. Imagine that this guy's got 1 million key cards, right? And the problem is he's got key cards to 135, right? So he doesn't want to let people into 135. He wants to let people into 134. That's where this breaks down. But you give somebody a key card, right? You have burner cell phones. You obviously have a burner cell phone in the room. You also have your car, of course. Your car is loaded up with magazines and targets, right? So why would you have magazines and targets in this car? It doesn't make any sense why he would bring these things. Well, he didn't even buy those things that day, supposedly, according to this report. He didn't buy those things while he was at the gun store when he bought the rifle, right? So he brought these things intentionally from home. He brought these explosive targets, right? Now these explosive targets really aren't good for all that much except for shooting and making a big bang, and they do a lot of fucking damage when they do go off. But the problem, you have to hit them with a bullet, right? You're not going to set these things off like a bomb or something like that. That's not what they're for. So you have to hit these things with a projectile, right? So not going to do you much good when all this shit is going down. Plus, he didn't have them in the room anyway. He wasn't planning on using them for that. No, okay, so, oh man. All right, so the van, I'm gonna go off topic here. The van and the tanks, right? The problem with doing something like that, can you imagine trying to shoot something inside of a vehicle the size of a freaking peanut butter jar? And of course he had a bunch of them, so that's something. No, it's cool. It's cool. I don't mind going off topic, man. I actually like, the back and forth. But can you imagine that? Can you imagine, parking a van and putting a bag, the bag is the size of, a bag, and, a couple feet by a couple feet, and having to shoot blindly through a van into a van, and hit a bag inside of that van. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. The whole idea of him trying to use those as an explosive is insane. I've never heard anything, I believe one dude was in here one day and he denies it now because he doesn't like to be fucking wrong about anything. But he's trying to say that, he was going to park that in front of Luxor. He just made this shit up. And, of course, he doesn't like to be called a conspiracy theorist, but yeah, he made that shit up. And so this guy comes in here and starts saying that, the guy was going to park in front of Luxor. Can you imagine? You imagine trying to shoot into that van and trying to hit a bag inside of that van? That's crazy. That is insane. That's nuts. That's absolutely fucking nuts. What are you gonna do? You're gonna get some tape and you're gonna put a big giant X on the side of the van and try and hit that X, and that X is exactly. Then you got to deal with the trajectory of. Okay, he's got calculations, right? You got to get the trajectory just right to hit the van just in the right exact spot, so that bullet goes through the doors or the side of the van, paneling of the van, and actually hits this little bag inside the van and goes through the bag and into the exploding targets and explodes the fucking targets. That's insane, dude. That's insane. So I don't see that being a thing. Now we're going into speculation here, man. So I'll tell you what the gun deal was when originally I was kind of entertaining. I was when I was entertaining this stuff, right? So the so as far as the gun deal goes, right? Imagine this guy. Now, he goes downstairs, man. He's got a client or whatever. Gives him the ZTE cell phone, right? The burner phone, right? So you can get a hold of him, right? Nobody else knows this guy's got this phone. He's not using that person's phone. Let's say this person's a bad dude, right? Because if you're going to buy 100 guns, 1,000 guns, whatever you're doing, you're probably not. You're probably a shady fucking character. So, let's say, cartel or something stupid like that. He goes down to the casino, hands the guy a card, tells him what room it is, and then hands him a phone. The guy goes up to the room, and before he gets there, he gets a hold of the guy, figures out, okay, well, what do you want? What do you want to look at? Throw 5 guns on the cart, rolls it into 134, goes down there, hands the guy a key card, hands the guy the phone, and says, yeah, go up there, see what you want. Go see what you want. So as he, as the guy goes up in the room, he checks out the gun, sees what he likes. The bags are there with them. Maybe the big blue duffel or something of that nature. Or doesn't even have to go that fucking far, really. Paddock could, he could just tell the guy, okay, tell me what you want, let me know, and you can go fire him. And once the guy calls and says, all right, fuck, I'm out of the room. The guy's got the baby monitor in the room, so he knows these people have actually cleared the room, so he can get jumped when he gets up there and gets into the room. And so at this point, this guy, it leaves the room, takes off the casino. Paddock goes up into the 135 and grabs whatever he needs to do, whatever he needs to get, grabs the guns that he needs to get, goes down into the van, puts into the van, hands the guys, on the way back in, hands the guy the key. Hey, here you go. Here's my van. Here's where it's parked. Here's the spot it's parked in. That's why he's moving it from valet to self-park all the damn time. And, so go grab the car and, in 3 hours, if you're not back, man, I'm reporting that bitch stolen. And, good luck. Good luck with the rest of your life. So, and you got the exploding targets. You got tracer rounds, man. If he wants to give him tracer rounds, you give him tracer rounds. But, unless the guy's doing, the AR-10s as opposed to the 15s, he ain't going to get the tracer rounds on those. So, that's kind of what I see going on, or what I was entertaining in the early days of this thing. But again, this is all speculation. There's absolutely nothing behind it. It's just me making sense out of fucking nonsense, or trying to. All right, moving on. Let's see. So the Logitech camera attached to the hallway service cart. Now, the other thing about this here is this computer, if you looked at it in the evidence, and I believe where that computer was, where that cart is in that hallway, I don't believe it was moved very far by the police. I don't think it was moved very far at all at the point where we see the pictures. And the reason I say that is because if you look at it, the plates are up against the wall, and it looks like that cart was in a hurry pushed up against that wall, and the plates are kind of sitting at an awkward fucking angle. Now, if you move that cart, it's going to push the plates down, just like one of those little money machines. Now, when you go push the cart back up, it's going to start pushing things over the side of the cart. So I believe that that was probably its standing location when they came in the room. The problem with that is if you look at that, where could he see that camera? Where could he see that laptop from? He couldn't see it from the window, that's for sure. He could see it from the desk right there. He could see it from the doorway as he walked in, but that's about it. That's about all he could do. It's about all he's going to see it at. So that is a little strange. It's a little awkward. Why did he have the camera set up there? Maybe he didn't have cables that were long enough to reach into the room, and that was the best he could do. I don't know. The room was furnished with 2 beds with a nightstand in between along the south wall, desk, dresser, chair on the north wall, television mounted to the north wall, floor to ceiling windows to the east. The southernmost window was shattered with glass on the floor below it. There were 9 loaded rifle magazines on top of the dresser. The dresser drawers were open and the bottom was broken. It could have been from the breach, though. There were 3 rifles with bipods on the east bed and several casings. And also the dresser drawers could have been opened by the police when they came in there. I don't know. If they thought there were bombs or something of that nature, who knows? Who knows what they did? I don't think Levi had enough time to do it, but, who knows? There were 3 rifles with bipods on the east bed and several casings. Those bipods being fairly useless when you're firing from a bed. 1 cartridge case was on the floor west of the east bed. There were 2 rifles on the west bed, one of which was a bolt action. A pair of black gloves was on the west side of the west bed. A pair of tan sandals were on the floor north of the west bed. Man, this fucking dude, man, he liked his shoes. Damn. A bullet hole was in the north wall, corresponding with the hole in the south wall of the living room, and one bullet hole was in the comforter at the north end of the east bed. All right, so those were the shots of O'Donnell, I guess. There were two closets along the west wall with a door attached to the southwest bathroom. The bathroom had a sink counter along the south side of the tub to the north. Clothing was on the floor under the sink counter along with a trash can. There was a snorkel tube located inside the trash can. Yeah, another pair of gloves. Yeah. Gloves, shoes, man. This dude, man. This guy's fucking crazy. Snorkel tube, right? So snorkel tube was inside the trash can inside this room. So he put that whole thing together. Well, I put some of it together, at least. He tore apart the snorkel inside of this room. That's a little strange. Yeah, third pair of gloves, man. What, I mean, but that other glove that was on the counter, that could have been Levi's, right? Because Levi left one of his gloves on the cart. They asked him in the body cam, is this your glove? And he said, yeah. So that was Levi's. So I don't know if the glove that was in the room was actually his or not. Let's see, but yeah, so it's interesting that he felt, the snorkel tube thing here. He basically took that snorkel apart and he took it apart apparently in 134. So he did it sometime after the 29th, and he took it apart in this room, which is interesting. I mean, that's interesting. There's clothing on the floor under the sink counter along with the trash can. So this guy used both bathrooms, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's fucking weird, dude. That's weird. That's just strange. That's a strange thing. I don't get that. I don't get that at all, man. I don't get that. Physical evidence. During the course crime scene investigation, several items of evidentiary value were located and impounded by the LVMPD crime scene analysts and FBI evidence recovery team. The following is a summary of key pieces of evidence located during the searches of multiple locations. Picture numbers listed below, corresponding, whatever. Don't care. Let's see, metal L bracket. Yeah, okay. 2 surveillance cameras from room service card outside. Yeah, bullet fragments. Okay. There's the weapons, the AR-15s, 100-round magazine, front side only. So yeah, and the interesting thing is every single one of these is different, like completely different. Not turned down. Big room not turned down. Remember correctly. What do you mean by? I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, you're talking about the maids. The maids. He had. Oh my God, we'd have to go back and look. But yeah, he did have. He had them cleaned, I think, early on, but then I think after the 30th, he refused them. He didn't want them anymore. He didn't want them messing with the stuff. I don't remember if he did the beds or not, though. I don't know if he had him do anything with the beds, to be honest with you. Let's see. So Colt Novitskiy. Yeah, see, I mean, like every one of these is like completely different. Some had optics, some didn't have optics. Most of the ones he fired out of the window did have optics, but there were a couple I think that didn't. But yeah, they're all just different. Blue plastic hose with funnel, fan, and scuba mouthpiece attached. Thanks for adding scuba in there. Let's see. Okay, so here's some interesting stuff. Surveillance camera mounted to room door people. Baby monitor camera not mounted. Surveillance camera mounted to room door people. Why is that written twice? Small sledgehammer, laptop computer, surveillance camera monitor, spotting scope, binoculars, cartridge casings, approximately 1,050. So it's not an exact, I guess it's approximate. Serial number on gun running, one thing. I'm still not sure about the gun running thing because, when you get into a gun running theory like that, what set him off, man? What made him actually just go nuts and do this? It all breaks down, the night of the shooting, and again, if my theory can't be completely correct because the massive amount of room cards, which is what led me to that. The majority of the room cards he had were for 135, not 134. So coming from only means one thing, coming from the top. You got set up. See, I mean, yeah, you go all kinds of directions, but again, it's speculation. There's no really, you can't prove any of that. So, it's just a speculative theory. Let's see. Nevada driver's license, M Life player's card, Mary Lou Danley, polymer 40 round AR-15 magazines, steel 100 round AR-15 magazines, which, yeah, those are the ones he used. Which is funny. He had all these different magazines up there. He didn't use any of them. Massive amount of freedom he seemed to have. Yeah, 25 round AR-10s. He used, I guess he used some of that. But yeah, I didn't use any of these 40 round AR-15 magazines. And he had, I believe, 4 different types of magazines just for the AR-15s alone. At least different branding, because some were different colors, some had, rubber grips on them, some didn't. They're completely different. Handwritten note with distance / bullet drop locations. All right, so I guess distance, we could see what I guess if there's distance calculations we can do, see what's, but I think one of them was like 1,000 or something, or 2,000. I think it was 2,000. What the fuck was 2,000 feet? Some cases, odd towels, man. This guy loved his towels. Laptop computer on the bed. That was Dell. We argued for a little bit, but I believe the one on the countertop is either an Acer or an Asus. I believe the Hewlett Packard was the one that was in 134. Let's see, disassembled laptop computer missing a hard drive on the floor. So that would have been the other Dell. Power hand drills, empty ammunition boxes and plastic bags, scuba masks, loose ammunition, miscellaneous hand tools and drill bits, miscellaneous screws and mounting brackets, suitcases, towels, empty rifle magazines, and brackets. He had all kinds of shit in here. The previous owner of his plane, though, had direct connection to the same thing a few years before. Seemed like he had more freedom than regular high roller. Maybe he was connected. I don't know. Like that plane thing, I don't know. I mean, I remember people diving into that. I don't remember what exactly came out of all that. I know it was registered to some weird ass address in the middle of frickin' nowhere. And then what was the ranch that was out there or something? Again, that was a lot of that stuff was out of my scope, man. I wasn't digging hardcore into the guy himself. Okay, so 134 F and H's, no scope, no magazine, 25 round magazine. So they had 25 round magazines in here, but well, I guess okay. So 25 polymer 25 round AR-10 magazines. Okay, so we did have some AR-10s, and I believe that's in 135. Fast and Furious. Yeah, I mean, that all kind of went through my head at one point. I think that's very well possible. And they don't want to admit to it. He did have, he had a connection to the IRS at one point. He had connection to, military manufacturing. Although I believe I don't know if they build in fact, I don't think they do build small arms. They build jets and planes and shit like that. But then he went into the mail service, right? And so I know for a time there, that the mail service was actually working with the government to kind of spy on people to a point. And I don't really consider that conspiracy because, my mail carrier actually told me about that shit. How usually what they do is they put somebody in the post office to watch where your mail is coming from, where it's coming and going. And that's kind of how in the early days before email, things were kind of done, from my understanding. Laptop computer connected to hallway surveillance cameras. So this guy technically could have, been working for some sort of government agency, I would think, and you're never going to find that kind of information online or anything like that. So I don't know. Could be wrong. It's speculation. Surveillance cams, like I said, I believe that is a Hewlett Packard, if I remember right, because we were trying to go over that pretty heavily for a while. Polymer 25 AR-10 magazines loaded. Expended 308 762 cartridge casings, 8 of them. Okay, in the Valet 2017 Chrysler Pacifica, Nevada, whatever, towed by the FBI, or towed to an FBI garage. The FBI took it. 20 times 2 pound containers of exploding targets. So 20 pound containers, 2 of them, of exploding targets. All right. 10 pound containers of exploding targets. 2 times 20. Okay, these are 2 pound containers of exploding targets, 1 pound container of exploding targets. Okay, so he had a lot of little, because they were little. I was like, damn, dude, 20 pounds, that's crazy. This guy had a lot. But he did have 2 20-pound bags of exploding precursors, right? So, whatever, I forget what that stuff is, tannerite. It's made out of. But, it's a half mix, I guess. Let's see, polymer 25 round AR-10. So loaded. Doesn't say how many though. Polymer 20, and then 40 rounds. So it doesn't say how many of these are loaded. So he had ammunition downstairs for the 10s and the 15s, right? Box ammunition, suitcases, and towels. Box ammunition. Wow. So he had some more ammunition sitting down there. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, it's a lot of this is speculation. Everything I got is speculation at this point. Let's see, bullet fragments over at the fuel tanks. Fuel tanks are interesting because we don't, when he missed the fuel tanks, how the fuck did they know, that he fired at the fuel tanks those times? What do they got? What kind of information? Where is that information coming from? Let's see. So Babbling Brook. Okay, so pistol. Liked his Smith & Wessons, apparently. Shotgun, probably for home defense, most likely. AR-15. So he didn't bring all of his AR-15s. He left some at home. Shotgun. Mossberg. Liked his Mossbergs also. Really liked his Mossbergs. Wow, he's got a lot of these shotguns, man. He loved these Mossbergs. He liked his LWRC also, which, he had one of those in the room as well. I believe the Armalite was something he had in the room. Zig Zauer he definitely had in the room. I'm not sure what this Lantac is. Wild rifle, the bipod and the scope. It had a bipod on it, on that one. AR-15. Well, these all have bipods on them, right? So what did he do? He take the bipods off and throw the foregrips on them. Did somebody want foregrips? I guess these probably don't have the bump stocks on them either. 12 gauge pump action Mossberg again. Arsenal AK-47s. He's had a couple AKs. Beretta 9mm, FN. Handgun, shotgun, rifle ammunition, exploding targets. So you have more targets at home. Computer-related items now. Yeah, that's very open-ended. Computer related items. Soft body armor. All right. He's ready for the zombie apocalypse, apparently. 357 revolver, probably a personal gun. So this is Reno. So yeah, I'm guessing that 357. That's not something you can carry around normally. Beretta 9mm, Remington arms, because these are a little different here. You got a Mossberg here. You got a Glock again. Smith and Wesson. He loves Smith and Wesson, man. This guy loves these things, and I think those are the same ones. The MMP9s. Firearm ammunition, rifle magazines, computer-related items. Love that. Love that shit. Love the open-ended stuff. 90 pounds of explosives. Oh, you worked that out? That's crazy. This is fucking nuts. I mean, he did tell, hey, he was trying to do a light show, middle of the night. That's why he wanted that ammunition from. Several types of ammunition were located within rooms 135, 134, loaded into rifle magazines for both AR-10, AR-15 and AR-10 style rifles. The AR-15 223 rifle magazines were loaded with hollow point and polymer-tipped hollow point ammunition. The AR-10, which is weird, man. I mean, that's strange. He's shooting at distance, but he's shooting a hollow point at distance. I mean, I don't know. That just seems strange to me. I mean, I know he's going for max, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. No. The AR-10 rifle magazines and bolt-action rifle were loaded with tracer. Final report. Were they? Were they, though? I don't think they were. Huh. That's interesting. DNA, several. Okay, so this is something, oh, man, Hunter was all up on this. Several items of evidentiary value were collected for DNA analysis. At the time of the report, the DNA evidence collected has not yielded any significant results or indicating that anyone else was in the room. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's hard to believe. And we never got any information on DNA results whatsoever. Got nothing. Digital, there were approximately 1,965 leads investigated. There were approximately 21,560 hours of video, which we don't even have a small part of that. And 251,099 images obtained by investigators of the LVMPD and the FBI. And we got like, a dozen maybe at the most. Analysis found 529 sightings of Paddock. Now, again, I'm not sure who it is that I'm talking to here, but there was a thing, and I remembered this from early into the shooting. The days immediately following, there was a channel, and I'm not sure which channel it was because it didn't make the purge. And, there were a lot of channels back then. I think one was called American Everyman or something like that. I mean, there were just all kinds of channels popping up. There was a channel, and I didn't realize this because I thought we found this online. I was going through Reddit and Twitter and all that sort of stuff, and this happened. There was a photo of Stephen Paddock at the Wahlburgers in Vegas, and somebody posted this person posted this, I guess, on his YouTube channel, because I had to go back and ask the person who saw that with me, where it was, and she told me it was on a YouTube channel, and we saw it on YouTube, and I can't find it. I can't find that photo. But and I don't know if it was doctored, if it was photoshopped, if it was legit. I don't know because I can't find this damn photo. But there was a photo of him at the freaking Wahlburgers over there, which is downtown or down on the strip. there, but it's not really near any of this stuff. But again, I've never seen that photo since. Saw it once. 4 laptop computers. Matt Salmon. Yeah, but I don't know. I've never talked to you before, so I'm not sure who you are. 4 laptop computers, 3 cell phones were located in 135 and 134. All laptop computers and cell phones were given the FBI to be forensically analyzed. The forensic analysis on all electronics located in 134, 135 has been completed, and the results of the analysis is listed below. Evidence from the Hewlett-Packard laptop recovered from room 134. Okay, so yeah, that is the HP in 134. Browser artifacts. HP laptop computer contained internet artifacts from the following cloud storage services: Dropbox.com, Box.com, and Microsoft OneDrive. Dropbox and Microsoft OneDrive were installed on the laptop. Box.com was accessed through a web browser, and I'm guessing so was Dropbox. Google Maps. So what was in his Dropbox? What was in the Box.com? What was in that? Right? Because you don't put links in that. I mean, generally, that's weird. So we don't have any of that, right? We don't have any of the. In fact, LBSA, if you watch this video, I want that. FOIA request, man. FOIA request. I want what's on that Dropbox.com and his Box.com stuff. Says they have it. They have it. Google Maps. On 5/18/17, Google Maps searches were performed for Venice Beach and Fenway Park. Well, Venice Beach, his freaking girlfriend's daughter lives there. So, yeah, I don't care. I don't think he's going to go shoot up her neighborhood. The following queries were also made with Google Maps. Of course, 5/18, I don't know if he visited her before this event happened. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not worried about Venice Beach. Fenway Park, who knows? Who knows? Oh, okay. All right. I'm just wondering, man. I just thought maybe you were someone else. The following queries were also made with Google Maps. A lot of what I talk about with all this stuff, when I kind of go off on tangents, a lot of this stuff honestly is stuff that me and Hunter were going back and forth with. Most of this stuff we have gone through, at some point or another. So that's why a lot of times, what I'm saying, I try not to, always throw his name out there like crazy, because I don't like doing that. But, yeah, a lot of this is, what we've done. We used to go through this all the time. Find some little thing and just argue about it ad nauseum. So following queries were also made with Google Maps. Royal Rooters Club, Boston, Massachusetts. I remember looking that up. I don't remember what came from a lot of this stuff, honestly. I think I did a video, and it was a private video. So if I can ever find that video, and if I didn't delete it, then maybe I'll post that one up. But I did Google map all this stuff. I mapped it all out, figured out where everything was. And I remember I think the Boston stuff was interesting because none of these locations were really near each other. They were all over the place. But Royal Rooters Club, don't remember much about it. Blandford Street Station, United States, don't remember. I guess that's Boston. I don't remember. Boston University Questrom School of Business. So was somebody going to school? Yeah, he was a good guy. Was he? The fact that you know his name tells me something. But all right, so Hotel Buckminster, if I remember right, that was a kind of a historic hotel. It's all kind of beat up nowadays, if I remember right. Boston Arts Academy. See, he's looking up a lot of schools. He ain't gonna go shoot up a school, I don't think so. why is he looking up all these schools in Boston? Is somebody planning on going to school in Boston? Official Red Sox team store, 19 Yawkey Way, Boston, Mass. Um, yeah, that's right outside of uh, what is that? Their stadium there. Venice Ale House. Who cares? Uh, his girlfriend's daughter lives in Venice, so who gives a shit? Fairmont Miramar Hotel Santa Monica, very, very high end hotel, kind of a yuppie ass hotel in Santa Monica. Santa Monica is close to Venice, so he's probably staying there when he went to go visit his, you know, um, girlfriend's daughter, possibly. I don't think he's going to go shoot up her neighborhood, like I said. The bungalow, okay, I'm not sure if I don't know if the bungalow was I don't remember if the bungalow was the bar downstairs from this Miramar Hotel. I don't remember. Like I said, it was a long time ago. I did these searches for all this stuff. 518 when when they're not connected to the main door. They have a when the tongue goes into the door, um, and those make the connection. That dummy door has a latch on the top and the bottom that automatically engage. So they're not engaged by the actual person staying there. They're automatically engaged by the door itself. So there's some electronics in that door that are kind of a trip. But yeah, I have that video out there somewhere. I think I actually put it on that video I did for when I went there. I think I called it Vegas Trippin' Part 2 or some stupid shit like that. I don't remember. 9/4/2017. So we're getting closer. Searches were performed for. Oh man, did I just lose connection? No, there we go. Um, Searches were performed for Las Vegas rentals, Las Vegas condo rentals, Las Vegas high-rise condos rent, and Las Vegas Ogden for rent. Oh, there you go. You get a look at my beautiful refrigerator again. All right, there we go. Let's see. So the next day, search form for Life is Beautiful expected attendance, right? So I don't know. What do you think, Matt? He went on the Ogden website, saw that the Life is Beautiful festival is happening. Um, while he was searching that website, thought, "What is the Life is Beautiful festival?" So then he, went and ran a search for Life is Beautiful expected attendance, Life is Beautiful single day tickets, Life is Beautiful Vegas lineup. Yeah, no problem, no problem, dude. No, I'm just, you know, um, you got to understand, man. This stuff makes you a little paranoid. Am I still on the screen? Are you still looking at? No, you're not looking at my. All right. Oh, so 9/15/2017. This is where it gets crazy. Searches were performed for SWAT weapons. Yeah, that's interesting. Uh, ballistics chart for 308. SWAT Las Vegas. Ballistic. And do police use explosives? Um, it's interesting, right? SWAT weapons. Is he looking at his next purchase? I mean, does that necessarily mean he's looking into the Vegas SWAT team, trying to figure out what the SWAT team's doing? I mean, that doesn't really say it right there. We're a lot of people are assuming that's what that means. Ballistics chart for 308. Okay, well, he's got 308s, whatever. SWAT Las Vegas. Okay. maybe we are getting into territory where he's starting to scope out the plan. Ballistic, yeah, whatever. You get all kinds of stupid things for that. Do police use explosives? Now there we're getting into a little bit more territory where, yeah, okay, this could be being planned at this point. So Bing searches. Searches were performed for Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas. This was 9/5. So what, maybe 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks before. Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, Route 91 Harvest Festival 2017 attendance, and Route 91 Harvest Festival 2017. Now, you know what would be trippy, and I've always thought about this, man, because I used to go back and look at people's videos from, before the shooting. People didn't even have videos of the shooting that were there day 1, 2, not 3. Can you imagine if you saw a Paddock in the crowd there? If this guy actually bought a ticket to that thing, he wouldn't even have to buy a ticket. And just give him one, would just let him in. It's their venue. So, he's a high enough roller, man. He could get anytime he wanted to. I always thought that was a trip. That would be kind of crazy. And he would have probably been in the VIP section. Most likely. But again, that would trip some motherfuckers out. He may have stayed in the Ogden. I don't know, man. Because, it's hard to say that when he did searches for, Las Vegas rentals, Las Vegas condo rentals, Las Vegas high-rise condos rentals. So, you probably looked at Las Vegas rentals, probably got a bunch of, apartments and shit that he was like, what the fuck, North Las Vegas in the ghetto somewhere. Then looked up Las Vegas condo rentals, then probably got a bunch of condos all over fucking Vegas that he was like, what the fuck, don't want that. Then he looked up Las Vegas high-rise condos rent. And then he came up with the Ogden, right? Because then he looked for Las Vegas Ogden. So I think there's probably a natural progression here of how he came up on the Ogden. Well, he was comped. I believe he was comped the room at the Mandalay Bay. But I don't know if he was comped. He wasn't comped the room at the Ogden. I doubt that. I greatly doubt that. In fact, we have receipts, I believe, from his Airbnb. Oh, what happened, man? Stream completely died on this thing. But yeah, I think we have the Airbnbs for the Ogden, so that wasn't a comp thing. And, this may be going into drama territory a little bit, but Mr. Visual was half-baked. He went in and did that video of, all the shooting, the gunfire sounds, all that sort of stuff, and using various cameras to show kind of where the shooting was, but it was very general. I always expected, or I figured at this point, three years in, somebody would have done the work, especially when someone like that is running around trying to do that kind of work, that somebody would have figured out exactly, using the cameras and using the sounds of the sonic cracks going overhead, exactly where every volley was landing. And generally, throwing out an idea of, how the volleys were landing within the venue. And I've never seen that. The Mr. Visual thing to me was, it kind of had a little bit of a counter. I don't remember if that counter was actually accurate or not, because that was very early in. So I don't expect it to be 100% accurate as far as the volleys that were going on. And a lot of that stuff was based off of the sonic cracks and not the actual muzzle blast. So, when the Health Ranger came out, the Health Ranger actually was, he was wrong in a lot of things that he was doing, but, he was doing it right. It's just his theory was wrong. His ideology was wrong behind it. So, the Health Ranger was taking the sounds and he was separating the sounds. And So he was separating the muzzle muzzle blast from the sonic crack that was happening. See, the sonic crack is well, the muzzle blast is static, right? The muzzle blast you would have for every single round that was ejected out of that gun. The sonic cracks, you're not always going to hear them from every angle, and we have that. We can prove that pretty easily with the original shots that came out, the initial single rounds shots that came out, and what those showed you is hold on, am I still talking? Yeah, I am. What that shows you is if you watch the tall ace of spades video, and then you look at the VIP video, the video from the VIP area, what you have is you have some of those rounds, some of the sonic cracks can be heard from one area and not the other. So that tells you that basing everything off of the sonic crack, the sound of sonic cracks, is not an accurate way of doing that. But then again, like I said, when you had, the Health Ranger, when he came out, what he was doing is he was taking the sounds and he was actually separating the sounds out. It's just like I said, when he kind of went off the rails, off the reservation, when he started throwing out his opinion into things, and that was a problem. But what I thought might happen at some point within all this bullshit, because Volley 1, Volley 2, Volley 3 most likely were all aimed at the VIP or in the general vicinity of the VIP area. Volley 4, 5, 6, once you start getting in those high numbers, he's going to have to start aiming at other places. So, he's aiming at the cops at some point, stuff like that. So I figured somebody at some point would have, and I actually asked, I remember Sean Graham, I was asking him to do this, and he actually started to do this, and then I think he petered out because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And within those first rounds, everyone seems to think it's 6 rounds, and they think it's 6 rounds because they're listening to the sonic crack. Everyone's listening to sonic crack, saying there's only 6 shots fired. Well, if you listen to it closely enough, and this is something I was always bitching to people about. In the beginning there, I believe it's either the first round or the second round, you can hear 3 or 4 muzzle blasts along with it. So you had more than just 6 rounds that were fired out of that. And that is what you need to do to figure out the exact number of rounds that were fired from a volley, not take the actual VIP was victim 1, correct? I don't think it was. I don't think it was. Let me see if I can run up a video. We'll get off this. I'll table this for now, and I'll come back to this later. But let me see if I can. Let me see if I could load up a video real quick while we're talking about that. But I'd have to find it. It would have been the tall ace of spades video. All right. Shit. Everybody's like, I got a Hoover video here. I got all kinds of crap here, man. But I don't see his actual video. Let me see what Truth Seeker, if she put out. Yeah, she put out the original video, so that's cool. We'll whoops. Give me a minute to get this loaded up, and then we'll. Let's see. Let me change this. This is the tall ace of spades. So let's kill the screen share. Let's go to the screen share. Let's go to this, and let's go to the tall ace of spades YouTube. Now, I know everyone says first person was hitting the VIP. I know some people were saying for a while that somebody was hitting the wheelchair area. But let me get this. This is on here, right? Yeah, this is on here. Okay. Sorry, I guess the Windows open is kind of getting a little crazy. So I think the guy in this black shirt, not sure if you can, you should be able to see this. I can't see it because my damn iPad's jacked up, but I believe this guy right here, this guy in either the black shirt or the guy in the white shirt, may have been the first person hit. And we'll show it here. And I don't remember exactly the timestamp on it.
I'll be right here.
And I'm going to get a quick copy. Let's see if I can find it. I'm just trying to find the. Why am I not seeing it? I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this was on the initial volley. Let me see if I could get up to that. Ooh. Shit just went crazy.
All right, what y'all say we pick it back up just a little bit?
What's going on?
Okay, so that's first volley, right? Looks like the guy in the white. So let's see where we are. Lagging. Yeah, I'm lagging pretty bad right now. So watch the guy in the white, I think it is. But this is during the first volley. This isn't actually the original shot, right? So yeah, I'm probably wrong.
What's going on?
All right, so I'm not sure if you can see that, but if you watch, that dude in the white went down backwards, like on his back, like hardcore. So let's see if we can see it again. But again, this isn't the original first shot. So yeah, you could be right. The first person hit could have been in the VIP. For some reason, I always had in my head that this was the original the first shots, but this is actually the first volley. So dude in the white right here, keep an eye on him. And it's kind of hard to see because, plus I'm glitching a little bit. Right there. That dude went down hard.
What's going on?
Right there. All right. So I'm not sure if you can see that. The VIP, that's very well possible because I believe that's when the security guard jumped over the fence right there, and they were, saying that somebody was hit. All right, so you saw that. So I believe that was probably the first person hit during that volley. So, and I had it a little fucked up in my head. To me, I was always thinking that that was the initial shots there. But again,
What's going on?
dude, right here. Right there. All right, so anyway, before I get myself copyrighted off of this thing, because YouTube's already screwing with me a little bit. All right, so I'm going way longer than I expected here, but I a little bit here. I just want to get through these. The Bing ones. Who uses Bing, man? What the fuck? Wonder if he had that little browser at the top, man. He was typing it up there. So I don't know anybody used Bing, man. That thing was dead in the water when it launched. 9/5/2017. Searches were performed for Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, Route 91 Harvest Festival 2017 attendance, and Route 91 Harvest Festival 2017. What was he doing on 9/5 on this day? He was looking up, let's see, what is this? This is the Google. So he looked up on Google on that same day, Life is Beautiful expected attendance, Life is Beautiful single day tickets, and Life is Beautiful Vegas lineup. Sounds like he wanted to buy tickets, man. Sounded like he wanted to buy tickets to Life is Beautiful. I'm not trying to correct you, man. I just, it's, just the way I see things, bro. I spent a lot of time arguing this stuff, man. And I'm not always going to be right, man. Not always going to be right. I'm not trying to be. Let's see. So he was doing searches on Bing for the Mandalay Bay at the same time he was doing searches for Life is Beautiful. And he was doing searches for the Route 91 Harvest Festival at the same time he was doing searches for the Life is Beautiful Festival. So that's kind of strange. Bro, I correct everybody, dude. Trust me. It's just the way I operate. I can be argumentative. The following websites were accessed using an IE private browser. It's not very private because we got it. Internet Explorer private browser. I didn't even know you could do that in Internet Explorer. That's crazy. Life's Beautiful lineup. Let's see. Following websites were accessed. Okay, so these must be results of the searches, I'm guessing. These must be the actual sites themselves. Lifesbeautiful.com/ticket. So this guy wanted to buy tickets to that thing, man. He might have actually gone and hung out at that thing. TopVegasCondos.com, the Ogden downtown Las Vegas condos for rent. How crowded does Santa Monica Beach get? Now, this guy, if he's antisocial like everybody's saying, maybe he doesn't like crowds. And maybe he wanted to go visit his girlfriend's daughter in Venice Beach. And maybe he wanted to stay in Santa Monica while he was doing that because it's not that far. And, so maybe he just didn't want to go during a busy time. I don't vividseats.com. That was interesting, man. Why he was buying tickets from Vivid Seats. That's kind of a shit little website. It got really bad reviews when I was looking at it. A lot of people were pissed off because their customer service sucked balls. I don't know why he actually used Vivid Seats for this stuff, but it looks like he's actually buying tickets, right? He's buying tickets for Fenway Park. Of course, there's no date. There's no date on this, so don't know if he actually used tickets at Fenway Park. 14 best outdoor concert venues in the U.S. All right. Whatever. What are the most crowded beaches in America? Well, that's a little crazy. Santa Monica State Beach, Santa Monica. Memorial Day weekend. But see, I mean, like, this guy knows Santa Monica. This guy lived somewhere near Santa Monica. I forget what it is, Santa Clara or some shit like that. He actually lived over there in that area, right? And his girlfriend's daughter lived in that area, right? So how does he really need to do these searches? You know, maybe he doesn't know how crowded it gets anymore. He hasn't been there in a while. I think he lived there back in like 98 or something like that. Yeah, no problem, dude. No problem. I'm the same way, dude. You know, if somebody can school me on something, and believe me, there's plenty of people who can. You know, I'm happier for it. So I'm not spouting the wrong information over and over again. That's the difference between, well, that's the problem with most people that are into conspiracy stuff, man. They don't like to be proven wrong, and they refuse to be proven wrong. Santa Monica Beach, Santa Monica State Beach, Santa Monica. Okay, Yelp. He looked it up on Yelp. He looked up the Yelp reviews. Like an idiot. Memorial Day weekend, 2017. Huh. All right. So vividseats.com, Memorial Day. So he's looking for something to do on Memorial Day weekend. All right. So this is something, I guess you could go back. Somebody could go back. I don't know if I really care to do it, but you go back on Memorial Day weekend 2017, see what tickets or see what events were happening in any of these venues, Fenway Park, Santa Monica, of 2017. See if something was happening that maybe he bought tickets for. He did look up tickets for Fenway Park. So, you know, I don't know. That's possible to me. Following websites were accessed using Internet Explorer, grandparkmusicfestival.com. Seems to me, I looked that up, and that's I think that was the one that's a very strange festival, man. It's a really, I'm pretty sure it was what city or state that's in. But that was a shame, man. They'll get a very large amount of attendance. It's an outdoor concert, but it's kind of a strange one, man. It was a really small concert kind of thing, and it was like I don't remember. It was like most of them were like small no-name bands, if I remember right. Or no, it was that might have been the Grand Park Music Festival. Might have been the one that was like orchestra stuff, but I don't remember. Billy Joel. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't fucking remember. I don't know. I said I looked all these up at one point, and it's been a very, very long time. Ticketmaster.com, 5/18/2017, at 4 a.m. This guy usually went to sleep about that time. Ticketmaster.com, 4 a.m. So he kept hitting that Ticketmaster.com, San Diego, but they're not telling us what page on Ticketmaster, right? So they're not telling us what he was looking for. San Diego.org. So he wanted to go to San Diego, I guess. Maybe something was going on down there. It's on the Ticketmaster site. San Diego.org. Vividseats.com. There's that again. 5:40 in the morning. So he must have went to sleep right after that. And then we don't get him again until, what is this on? This is probably using Internet Explorer. So this is non-private searches, I guess. Las Vegas Condo Experts. All right, 9/4. And then, so 9/4, he did that. 9/5. So 9/4, he did Las Vegas Rentals, Las Vegas Condo Rent. Okay, so Las Vegas High Rise. So it's the same day, right? So this is all the same day. So then he goes and looks up the LasVegasCondoExperts.com. That must have been one of the sites that he got linked to through all that madness. Las Vegas High Rise Tour, another site he got linked to through that. The High Rise Group is another thing he probably got linked to through all those searches. It's probably one of the search results that came up. Computer forensic analysis of Dell laptop model E5570 revealed numerous internet searches for open air venues. Of course, one of these was missing the hard drive. At least that's what we're assuming by the missing hard drive being from, I think, or being, well, them having a missing hard drive. And they never said the model of the laptop that was missing the hard drive, but he did look up how to take a hard drive out of one of these computers. Let's see. So Dell laptop model E5570 revealed numerous internet searches for open air venues. Additionally, several hundred images of child pornography. Oh, the humanity. It's like fucking basically illegal these days because sick fucks. Anyways, were located on the computer's hard drive. The investigation into the source of these images is ongoing. Is it? Is it? The following internet searches from the laptop are indicated below. I'm surprised they didn't use that as their, their bullshit rationale for not giving out any of this information, saying there's still an ongoing investigation into the child porn. Because it seems to me that would be something they could probably pull off. Google search queries: how tall is Mandalay Bay? Unknown date. That's great. You know all the other dates. We don't know that one. Why don't you know that one? Nevada gun shows, 9/2 and 9/30. There's a gun show on the 30th out there. Huh. That's interesting. Let's see. Is everything good? Yeah, everything's good. Hold on. I'm falling behind here. This thing is not cooperating with me here. Okay, there we go. Life is Beautiful 2017. All right. 9/20/2017. Wasn't that, I don't remember when the Life's Beautiful Festival was actually going on. I think it was like the 21st or something like that. Excalibur Hotel and Casino. So you want to go stay at the Excalibur? But, a lot of these actually kind of group into a weird kind of fucked up thing here. Because you're going to end up with, Las Vegas Academy of the Arts Performing Arts Center. I don't think he's willing to shoot that up. Fremont Hotel and Casino. Yeah, it's downtown. El Cortez Hotel and Casino. That is downtown. It's a very low roller casino. Both these are low roller casinos. Family Courts and Service Center. So he looked up the Excalibur Hotel the same day he looked up the Family Courts and Service Center. And then Gary Reese Freedom Park. I don't remember what came out of that. I don't remember that. But you got Cashman Center, Cashman Field. It's all the same day. Neon Museum, Mob Museum, Discovery Children's Museum. And this was done twice. So this was done once while he was, on the 23rd, of course. And then again later when he was actually had a room at the Mandalay Bay at that time. So Discovery Children's Museum, Arizona Charlie's Decatur, which Arizona Charlie's is a pretty low rent locals casino. It's not really something tourists go to. And they had a shooting later that year, actually, at Arizona Charlie. Some dude went in there with an AR-15 and shot a security guard at Arizona Charlie's. He was in there threatening his girlfriend or something. Security went up there and he shot the security guard. Where's hard drive located on an E5570 and the NHRA schedule 2017 on the 30th, right? So about to shoot up. If it is premeditated, man, this guy's making some weird searches for something that's premeditated, right? He's looking up the NHRA schedule for 2017, yet here he is about to do this shit out of the Mandalay Bay. Was he having a change of heart? Maybe he thought NHRA would be a better venue for what he's about to do. I don't know. Is there any way he could have got away with this at an NHRA event? I don't fucking know. But these searches have always been an issue for me because you got him looking up the Excalibur Hotel and Casino, which is pretty run down at this point. It's a nice version of Circus at this point. It's still, I mean, I actually like the hotel, but it's pretty run down, and most people don't stay there unless you have a family, which is interesting, right? Because I mean, Fremont, who cares? El Cortez, who cares? Family Courts and Service Center. What's he doing with that? They have metal detectors at the door. At least when I looked it up, it looked like they did. And of course, they got guards there. They got bailiffs or whatever. Yeah, they got security at that place. I don't think he was planning a event like the one he performed at the Family Court Service Center. Gary Reeves Freedom Park. Don't remember what that was. I honestly don't. I don't remember what I got out of that. Cashman Center, Cashman Field. Cashman Center is kind of a little bit of a convention center. It's like a low-rent convention center. They've had some gun shows there and stuff like that, but I believe they renamed it. I don't believe it's there anymore. Cashman Field has, at that time, at that year, in fact, at that time when he was staying out there, they were throwing the some sort of Little League championships. Yeah, it's family custody court type shit. And so you can actually look it up on YouTube. It is actually on YouTube if you're interested. Anyway, so then you get this Cashman Field, right? Like I said, I believe at the time, Cashman Field had it had some sort of Little League champion thing going on where it was younger people playing baseball because it's a big, basically park for with a lot of baseball fields, stuff like that. I forget what they call them, sports park or whatever. And in that field, I believe they had this big thing where they had I forget where the team was from. I don't remember if it was a Mexico team or if it was a team. It was some team south of the border down there. And they actually came up to play, and I think they were the ones that won whatever championship they had going on at that time, on that year around this date, and that was the big event they had going on. To what I could find, I couldn't find anything other than that. But he looked up the Mob Museum. That's downtown. That's over there downtown. The Neon Museum is a little bit outside of downtown. That's not really there. But it's in that area. Discovery Children's Museum. I don't know where that's at, to be honest with you. I don't think I looked up where that's actually at. But that is a creepy one, right? Because not only did he look it up once, he looked it up twice. Now, the argument is, well, maybe he left. Maybe this was the last thing he looked up that day. And when he turned his computer back on the 26th, it popped back up and it pinged the server. And that's how they got this second search result on this. But he looked it up on the 23rd. Then he looked it up again on the 26th. Why is this guy looking up the Children's Museum? Because I don't think he's going to go mess with the Children's Museum. I don't think he's going to find, if he's planning something this big, I don't think he's going to shoot up one of these museums, any of these museums. The Mob Museum, you don't have a lot of people running through there at any one particular time. The Neon Museum, I looked up a couple walkthroughs from that year. And, you'll maybe have a dozen people in that area at one time. So that is not going to create a mass event like what he actually pulled off. So, what is the point in these searches? These searches are strange. And, that's a serious problem, these searches. And the fact that he looked up the Children's Museum twice is very strange. Very strange. Yeah, I don't know, man. Why would you go meet people at a court? Baseball field, I get, but a court, child court service center, that's bizarre. But you got a point. I mean, I could see that. I guess I never really thought about it in that that respect. Arizona Charlie's, like I said, kind of low rent casino. But it's weird, yeah, because all this was on the same day. You know, um, he started with Excalibur, um, went to Performing Arts Center, um, Fremont, El Cortez. Yeah, who cares? Maybe he wanted to find a room. That's exactly what this sounds like. As far as the Catchment Field, the Neon Museum, the Mob Museum, Discovery Children's Museum, not necessarily Arizona Charlie's, doesn't fit into that box. But then Excalibur Hotel and Casino, right? Um, so yeah, the kid's backpack. Yeah, there you go. Look at that backpack. Tell me that's not a kid's backpack. I mean, I could be wrong, but to me, it looks like a small backpack. And if you look at that backpack closely enough, the straps on that thing are all the way in. In fact, let's see if we can find it here real quick. Anyway, so yeah, that kind of gets under my skin a little bit. Let's see if I can get down the. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to page down this like crazy. So let's see if we got any pictures of that thing in here. I don't remember if it's in this preliminary or if it's not. I don't have to remember my spot here for when I continue on this. Yeah, I know we got a couple minutes left, man. I'm not gonna be able to hold this up much longer. My uh, and this is entertaining. It is nice to have pushback once in a while. Okay, so there is the backpack. Can't really see it right now. We got to get to the picture of the gun where they're showing the guns. There's the backpack. All right. Anyway, so we get to a picture of the actual guns. There's the backpack again. Like I said, doesn't look like a backpack a grown man would wear. Looking at it next to those guns, it's about the length of the barrel, just the barrel of the gun. So I don't know, what, maybe a foot? Maybe a foot. Looks like a kid's backpack to me. Could be wrong. There it is again. But it always looks like it's always looked to me like something was in that damn thing, and that drives me fucking berserk. There's a snorkel, beautiful snorkel. Keep going, keep going, keep going. The hammer. Wait, does that hammer have tape on it? What kind of tape is on it? Yeah, I don't really see the tape, man. So it must be like Scotch tape or something clear. Calculations again. 2,000 yards, 30 D, whatever. The second line makes sense. We checked that one. 500. I forget. It was 500 feet is a 5-inch drop. And then the last one is 1,000 equals a 50 foot. 50 foot. It just says 1,000 equals 50 foot. So yeah, there is no 50-foot drop on a gun, man. If you're firing a gun with a 50-foot drop, I mean, you're just lobbing, bullets into the air at that point. That's dumb. Yeah. I don't, I mean, he might have needed calculations to do these things here to hit the tanks. That's what I'm thinking the calculations were for. I don't think they had anything to do with the actual concert venue. And again, this laptop, you see the hallway there. This is taken after they moved the cart, apparently, because those two dishes up here were actually against the wall in the other photos. And, they were up at a kind of an awkward angle. So when they pulled them down, these dishes fell flush. That's how I can tell. The other pictures that they have of it are earlier than that. The angle bag is girlfriend's bag, I guess. Although they sell like teen stuff, they don't even sell like older lady stuff. So that was kind of interesting to me, like young teen kind of stuff. See, like you were asking earlier, that bag inside, where's the vehicle? Inside that, trying to hit that bag inside this vehicle, when you're going to lock the vehicle up, right? You ain't going to just leave it open right there in front of the wherever you're going to do this. Trying to hit that bag inside this vehicle from the blind, that's, I don't know, man, that's a little crazy. That's crazy. That's I always thought that was kind of a nutty theory, but hey, maybe. The tank shots. God, I hope it's on this. They show the guns on this report. I don't know if they do, because that's what I really need. Oh, and this, this picture does not do this justice. Just saying that, man. This picture here does not do that justice at all, man. That thing is a lot closer than it looks in this picture. Nope, we don't have them on this. So we would have to go to the final report to find this, I'm guessing. Oh man, let's see. Let me look this up real quick because you got me on this. So I kind of want to show you what I'm looking at here as far as this goes. So give me 1 minute to get the final report up and find the picture I'm talking to you about. And of course, the connection sucks here, so having issues. All right, here we go. Let's see if and give me a sec. Once I find it, I'll put it on screen for you. Keep going. I need the pictures of the weapons. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, let me see here. Let me get this on here. Share screen. Let's go to Chrome. Let's go to let's see, final report. Share that. Let's put this up. Let's put it full screen. Okay, let me get myself situated here. All right, so you see on the bottom there. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it though through this. Let's see if I can magnify. All right. So that's the backpack there. God, where did I find the straps? I could have sworn I saw the straps that were could have sworn I could see the straps on this thing. But I mean, does this look like something a grown man would wear? That's strange. So let me see if I can find. Is there another angle on this? Yeah, there's the angle. So we got the angle right there. It looks to me, I mean, it always looked to me like something was in that bag. Come on. Cooperate. And so at the bottom there, you can see the the thing you pull to tighten up a backpack, right? So yeah, it looks to me like something's definitely in this thing. The gun, you can see the gun with the tripod, the gun on the bottom there, underneath the, you can see the barrel. and that barrel is not flush with the ground. It's not flat on the fucking ground. And so to me, that's an issue. That's a problem. And you see the strap there underneath the backpack on the top of the screen there. That strap looks like it's cinched. It looks like this backpack is cinched up. So it looks like this guy wasn't even wearing this backpack. Like nobody was possibly wearing this backpack, or somebody very fucking small was wearing this backpack. Because otherwise, I'd expect those straps to be pulled all the way out. If some big ass 6'4" monster was carrying this backpack, I expect those to be pulled all the way out. So he wasn't wearing this. So what the hell is it even doing there? And what is in it? There you go. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So that backpack's always been an issue to me. That backpack is crazy to me. A lot of weird stuff in this, man. A lot of weird stuff that leads me to wonder where all this children stuff was going, right? Not the kiddie porn, any of that. I don't, not even entertaining that. I don't fucking care about that. I don't want to know about that. It's fucking disgusting to me. But, as far as this backpack goes, him looking through the child courts and service center, all that sort of stuff, that's kind of bizarre to me. And let me see if I can zoom in on something else that I've been talking about lately. A lot of people just kind of overlook a lot of times. It really kind of just grinds on me a little bit. Okay, but not the AR-10s. Okay, well, that's an AR-10. All right, so there's a 15. So that is a muzzle brake. A lot of people, know what a muzzle brake is on a gun. Thanks to playing Call of Duty and games like video games, I know what a muzzle brake is. So when we're looking at the gun, you have the muzzle brake on the front. And if you look up some of the muzzle brakes online, you go and look up flash suppressors, flash hiders, stuff like that. You'll find, muzzle brakes that can actually hide the flash pretty much altogether. And, for anybody that's watching this, that watches this later, that gets through, 3 hours of this madness, that's a muzzle brake. That is a muzzle brake. And, it's hard to tell when you zoom in on these things what they look like, but you can actually go online. You can search these up, and you can search up flash hiders, and some of them actually kind of look like what's on these guns. They don't look identical because I can't find the identical pieces, but yeah, some of them do look pretty much like these guns. One of them was called that I looked up was called a professional flash hider. So that's crazy. And, if you look them up on YouTube, you look up people testing these things at the dead of night, with absolutely zero lighting whatsoever. Some of them look like just a cigarette lighter going off, coming out the barrel of that gun. It's crazy how well these things work. But anyways. Oh, the guy that hung himself connection. Yeah, I'm not going to go there. I don't think YouTube cares if I mention his name, but I'm not going there. YouTube doesn't seem to care much about what I say, except when I show graphic stuff. They got me one time for showing graphic violence. Anyways, which all this is graphic violence. But that's it. I think I'm done. I only expect to be on here for an hour, and it's been 3. So thanks for hanging out, though. It's good conversation there, man. So thanks for chilling. And yeah, stay safe out there, man. This world's a fucking nightmare.